Hello, welcome to Medium with a Mic. I'm your host, Kari, bringing you insights that bridge the spiritual and the scientific worlds. Today I'm covering seasonal depression, not just the clinical why, but the spiritual layers and practical solutions that can truly transform your experience. If you've ever felt like you're fighting an invisible battle when the seasons change, you're going to want to stay with me through this episode. Let's start with what's happening in your body because understanding the mechanics helps us work with them instead of against them. Seasonal affect disorder isn't just winter blues or being a little sad when it's gray outside. It's your brain's chemistry responding to fundamental light changes in your environment. When daylight decreases your pineal gland, that tiny little gland in the middle of your brain, it produces more melatonin, making you drowsy and lethargic. At the same time, serotonin levels drop significantly, affecting mood, energy, appetite, and your overall sense of well being. Your circadian rhythm gets confused, like your internal clock is speaking a different language than the world around you. Scientists have discovered that people with seasonal depression have a physical difference in how their eyes process light. Your retinas may be less sensitive to light during winter months, which affects every downstream system. It's not in your head. Well, it is, but it's physiological, measurable, and completely valid. But here's where it gets fascinating from a spiritual perspective. And this is where my work as a medium brings a different lens to understanding. Ancient cultures understood something we're just rediscovering. Winter is meant to be a time of inner reflection, a sacred pause in the natural cycle. Your soul is literally calling you inward. The challenge comes when our modern world demands the same productivity, energy, and social engagement year round, fighting against this natural rhythm that's been part of human existence for millennia. Think of it this way: trees don't apologize for going dormant in the winter. They don't feel guilty about dropping their leaves and pulling their energy inward. They're not depressed. They're conserving energy, going deep into their roots, preparing for spring's explosion of growth. Your spirit knows this wisdom too. It's encoded in your DNA from thousands of generations of ancestors who honored these cycles. Indigenous cultures around the world had winter rituals that honored this inward time. Storytelling by the fire, crafting, deep rest, dream work, and connecting with the spirit world. These weren't just ways to pass time, they were sacred practices that worked with the season's energy instead of fighting it. From an energetic standpoint, seasonal depression often signals that you're fighting your natural cycles instead of flowing with them. When we resist what our bodies and souls need, dis-ease manifests. And I mean that literally, dis-ease, a lack of ease in the system. The key isn't to push through with forced positivity or shame yourself for feeling low, but to honor the season while supporting yourself holistically on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but I have responsibilities. I can't just hibernate for 4 months. And you're absolutely right. We live in a world with jobs, families, obligations. So let's talk about practical magic because understanding is only half the battle. And I'm all about giving you tools you can actually use. Light therapy isn't just science, it's working with photons as healing energy, as life force. When you understand that everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies, light becomes medicine. Aim for 10,000 lux for 20 to 30 minutes each morning, ideally within the first hour of waking. Your light box becomes a daily ritual of inviting the sun's energy into your space. And here's a pro tip: make it a sacred practice. Don't just sit there scrolling your phone. Use this time for meditation, intention setting, or journaling. You're literally absorbing light into your system. Make it intentional. I light a candle nearby, set an intention for my day, and let the light do its work on both physical and energetic levels. Movement is medicine. Make it seasonal instead of punishing workouts where you're forcing yourself to maintain summer energy levels. Try gentle yoga, walking meditation in nature, or dancing to music that lifts your spirit. You're literally moving stagnant energy through your system. When we're depressed, energy gets stuck, dense, heavy. Movement shifts it. And summer walks have their own magic. Yes, it's cold, but bundle up and get outside during whatever daylight you have. The combination of natural light, fresh air, and movement is powerful. Plus, nature in winter has lessons to teach about resilience, rest, and the beauty in bareness. Let's talk about food because nutrition becomes crucial during seasonal depression. Your body craves carbs because it's literally seeking serotonin production. And there's wisdom in those cravings. Instead of fighting it or shaming yourself, choose complex carbs that support this process: oats, sweet potatoes, quinoa, whole grains. These provide steady energy and support neurotransmitter production. Add omega 3s, wild caught salmon, walnuts, flax seeds. Your brain is largely made of fat, and omega 3s support healthy brain function and mood regulation. Vitamin D is crucial. Most of us are deficient in winter. I recommend getting your levels tested and supplementing appropriately. B complex vitamins support energy and nervous system health. I've been taking vitamin supplements from ProCaps Lab for 25 years. I love them. They're very good vitamins. Think of food as fuel for both body and spirit. Eat warm, nourishing meals. Make soups and stews. And the act of cooking, it can be meditative and healing. You're literally taking raw ingredients and transforming them into nourishment. There's alchemy in that. Here's the spiritual gold. And this is what I want you to really hear. Use this season for inner work you've been avoiding during the busy, outward focused times. Winter is your invitation to go deep. Journal by candlelight, meditate longer, work with your dreams. They're often more vivid and meaningful during this time. Connect with your spirit guides and ancestors who understand these cycles. This isn't just self care, it's soul care. It's tending to the deeper parts of yourself that get neglected when you're in constant doing mode. Ask yourself, what needs healing? What patterns need releasing? What's trying to emerge in me? Create cozy spaces that feel like energetic sanctuaries. I'm talking blankets, candles, soft lighting, crystals, inspiring books, oracle cards, whatever makes your soul feel held and safe. Your environment affects your energy field more than most people realize. When you create sacred space, you're literally shifting the vibration of your surroundings. Set boundaries around your energy. And let me be clear, this is non negotiable for your healing. Say no to draining commitments. Yes, even to family if needed. I know that's hard, especially during holiday season, but your healing matters more than people pleasing. This isn't selfish, it's self preservation. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And pretending you're fine when you're struggling helps no one. Practice saying, I need to take care of my energy right now. I'll reach out when I have more bandwidth. Real friends and healthy family members will understand. And if they don't, that tells you something important about those relationships. Create light rituals throughout the day. String warm lights in your bedroom and living spaces. Light candles during dinner. Make it a ceremony. Wear bright colors that make you smile, even if you don't feel like it. You're literally calling light into your auric field through these intentional acts. I love the practice of lighting a candle each morning and stating my intention. I invite light into my life today, in my body, my mind, my emotions, and my spirit. Then light another candle each evening as you reflect on moments of light you experienced that day, no matter how small. Connect with like minded souls because seasonal depression thrives in isolation. That's one of its sneakiest tactics, making you want to withdraw when connection is exactly what you need. Find your tribe, online or offline. Join support groups, spiritual communities, or even just text that friend who gets it. Share your experience authentically. You'll discover you're not alone, and your vulnerability helps others heal too. There's incredible power in saying, I'm struggling right now, and having someone respond, Me too, you're not alone. Most importantly, and I really want this to land with you, reframe this time. Instead of seeing seasonal depression as something wrong with you, as a character flaw or weakness, recognize it as your soul's invitation to slow down, go deeper, and prepare for the magnificent growth coming in spring. You're not broken, you're not weak, you're not too sensitive or dramatic. You're a sensitive being responding to natural rhythms in a world that's forgotten how to honor them. There's profound wisdom in your sensitivity. The empath, the intuitive, the sensitive soul, you feel these shifts more deeply because you're more attuned to energy and to subtle realms, to the natural world. Our culture has pathologized sensitivity, but from a spiritual perspective, you're the ones keeping ancient wisdom alive. You're the ones who haven't forgotten that we're part of nature, not separate from it. Now, I want to address something important. Seeking professional help isn't giving up. It's honoring all aspects of your healing journey. If your seasonal depression is severe, if you're having thoughts of harming yourself, if you can't function in daily life, please reach out to a mental health professional. Therapy provides tools and support that complement spiritual practices beautifully. Medication can be life saving for some people, and there's no shame in that. Antidepressants, when needed, help correct chemical imbalances so you can do the spiritual and emotional work. It's not either or, it's both. Therapy, medication, spiritual practices, energy work, nutrition, movement. They can all work together to support your whole self. A good therapist can help you process what comes up during this inward time. Cognitive behavioral therapy, specifically for seasonal depression, has great success rates. There are also specialized therapists who understand the spiritual aspects of healing and can hold space for all of who you are. Remember, healing isn't linear. Some days will be harder than others. You might have a good week and then crash. That's normal. That's part of the cycle. Don't judge yourself for the hard days. They're teaching you something. They're asking you to go even deeper, to tend to something you haven't addressed yet. Keep a journal tracking your patterns. What helps? What makes it worse? What time of day is the hardest? Are there specific triggers? This awareness becomes power. You're not a victim of your depression, you're a participant in your healing. As winter progresses towards spring, you'll start noticing subtle shifts. The light returns gradually, your energy begins to lift. Pay attention to these moments, celebrate them. You made it through another cycle. You gained wisdom. You went deep. Each year you work with seasonal depression consciously, it gets a little easier. Not because the depression goes away, but because you develop a relationship with it. You understand it. You know how to support yourself, and you trust the cycle. From a soul perspective, seasonal depression might also be highlighting areas of your life that need attention. Are you in the wrong job, wrong relationship, wrong location? Sometimes our soul uses depression as a megaphone saying, hey, something needs to change here. Don't ignore that message. This doesn't mean you need to blow up your whole life, but it does mean getting honest with yourself. What in your life is out of alignment? Where are you not honoring your authentic self? Winter's darkness can illuminate these truths if you're willing to look. Before we close, I want you to know this. Millions of people experience seasonal depression. You're not alone in this struggle. Some of the most creative, intuitive, deeply spiritual people I know battle this every year. Your sensitivity is not a curse, it's connected to your spirit. The same sensitivity that makes you susceptible to seasonal shifts also makes you compassionate, empathetic, creative, and spiritually attuned. Would you really trade that away to not feel the seasons? I wouldn't. I've learned to honor both the gift and the challenge. This season will pass, spring will come, light will return. But the wisdom you gain from working with this season instead of against it, from honoring your sensitivity instead of shaming it, from tending to your whole self, body, mind, and spirit, that wisdom will serve you for life. You've got this. And more importantly, you've got support, seen and unseen. Your guides, your ancestors, the natural world, your community, and your own inner wisdom are all walking with you through this. Be gentle with yourself, honor your process, trust the cycle, and remember there's sacred wisdom in the darkness, gifts that can only be found when we stop running from it and start sitting with it. Until next time, keep listening to those whispers of wisdom. They're guiding you home to yourself.